Welcome to the Practice Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We'll be dropping the puck here shortly on Notre Dame versus Hudson JV game. But Cade McCarron started things off for us with the face-off. Moves it back to Lemieux. Lemieux sends it over to Carey. Fighting for it on the wall now. Taken out by Hudson. Sends it to the middle. Shot saved. And picked up by Carey in the defensive zone. Carey moving out. Dumps it in. Hudson in possession, trying to move out of the zone. And dumped in, picked up by Myro. Myro tries to get it over to McCarron, picks it up again, and dumps it in. Hudson sends it off the wall to the point and dumped back in by Giocaris. He sent out of the zone. Picked up by Myro in the defensive zone. Myro dumps it in for an icing call. So face off here for Motter. Face off us back to the point. Hudson has it, shoots wide. Picked up and passed out back to Hudson in the neutral zone. Intercepted by Dino. Dino passes it over to Hummel. Hummel dumps it in. Picked up by Motter. Motter trying to keep possession. Dumped back in by Hummel. Picked up on the wall and dumped back in by Motter. It's a move intercepted by Bushke. Or Osbar, excuse me. Kick out for Hudson and dumps it in. Picked up by Benedetti. Benedetti passes it over to Otto. Otto passes it, intercepted. Hudson regrouping, and they'll dump it in off the glass. Picked up by Lemieux. Lemieux sends it off the wall to Benedetti. Fight for it on the wall. Taken out by Osbar. Osbar with pressure on, dumps it back into Hudson. Intercepted by Bushke, and he dumps it back in. Dumped back in by Myro at the point. Battling for it in the corner. Picked out Hudson trying to break out. Moves to the neutral zone, dumps it in, beats the defender. He gets hooked by Myro, and they'll call that. A face off here for Cade McCarron. Sent up to the point by Keegan McCarron. And shot is blocked by Benedetti. Hudson still with possession. Sends it up to the point. Makes a move at the point, top of the circle, shoots wide. Intercepted by Keegan McCarron, tries to get out of the zone, still with possession, and dumps it in. Played out by the Hudson goalie. Intercepted by Carey. Carey with possession behind the goal line. And intercepted by Hudson. Dump back in, picked up by Gio Caris. And flipped back into the zone. We'll call that delayed offsides. Hudson trying to break out. Intercepted and dumped back in by Noble. Noble just misses to get possession. Hudson dumps it in to be picked up by Motter. Drew slips it out of the zone, not out of bounds. All right, we'll have a face-off here for Eddie Noble to get things going again. Face-off one back and try to get sent out of the zone by Benedetti. Sent over to the wall to be recovered by Hudson. Sends it up to the point, shoots, saved. Picked up by Motter in the defensive zone. Motter sends it out to expire the penalty. Now both teams full strength. Intercepted by Noble. Noble shoots. Hudson moving through the neutral zone. And pinched by Cade McCarron. And dump back in. Up to the point for Myro. Myro shoots. That was blocked by Carey. Myro regrouping. There's a block pass. Sends it off the wall to Cade McCarron up to Carey. Just missed pass. Carey putting pressure on. Hudson gets pass. Shot to the middle is saved. Battling for it behind the net. Covered by Gio Caris. Gio Caris breakout pass. Just missed up to Carey. Sent up to the point for Hudson. Shoots saved. No blow the whistle for net came off. Have a face-off here for Ian Noble. Up to the point for Hudson. Knocked away by Otto. Picked up by Hudson. Tipped away on a 2-on-1 for Hudson. Gets a pass-off shot wide. That was a tip shot off the glass. He's battling for it on the wall. Picked up by Benedetti. Sent up to the point. Shot, tipped, just wide. Rimmed around the boards by Lemieux over to Benedetti. Benedetti shoots it up. Dumped in by Hudson. Saved by Tishkowski. Hudson has to the point. It was shot blocked by Phillips. And sent off the wall by Motter. Motter trips. Tries to keep possession. Battling for it. Dumped in by Motter. Motter trying to regain possession. Just missed pass over to Hummel. And sent into the zone, no icing. Intercepted pass by Hudson. Tried to get to the center. No one was there. They threw in defensive zone off the wall to Phillips. Phillips sends it out of the zone. Hudson trying to get something going on a breakout. Send over to Giukaris. Giukaris Revelinski. And intercepted back by Hudson. Dumps it in. Calling no icing on that. Rimmed around by Lemieux over to Revelinski. Revelinski can't keep possession. Shot from the point blocked by Lemieux. Another shot by the point saved by Tishkowski. Shot blocked by Bushki. They're battling for it on the wall now. Sent up to the point for Hudson. Shot from the middle, saved. Just missed pass to the center. Could have been a goal. Keegan McCarron moving through, tries to make a move, gets hit. Picked up by Giukaris. Sends it up to Carey. Carey moving out of the defensive zone. Can't keep possession, but sends it up to McCarron. And dumped back in by Hudson. Picked up by Bino. Then picked up by Benedetti. Benedetti up to Keegan McCarron. Over to Carey. Carey just loses possession. Picked up by Hudson. Then tipped away by Ospar. And sent back in. Hudson behind the net trying to get a breakout going. Pass it out and intercepted by Otto. Otto passes it, kicked out to Noel. Noel moving through, shoots, save. Having an offensive zone face off here for Noble. Hudson wins it up, moving through the neutral zone. Pass out to the middle. Gets on just barely gets tipped away by Myro. Didn't get a shot away. Picked up by Gio Karras in the corner, tips it out to Otto. Otto sends it over, just missed pass to Osbar, and sent out of the zone by Myro. Battling for it and dumped back in. So he picked up by Motter. Motter passes it off the wall to Phillips. Phillips over to Ian Noble, and Noble dumps it in. Dumped in by Phillips. Phillips attacks. Sent off the wall by Hudson, trying to get a breakout going. Intercepted by Kay McCarron and loses it again. Off the wall to Phillips. Phillips dumps it in. Recovered by Hudson. Picked up by Noble. Noble sends to the middle, shot saved. And sent out of the zone by Hudson. To be picked up by Benedetti. Sent out of the zone by Benedetti. Hudson regrouping in the neutral zone. Sends it off the wall back to Myro. Shoots across ice over off the wall and dumped in by Hudson. Pass up to Keegan McCarron. McCarron moves through on a breakaway. Shoots save. Have a face-off here for Max Motter. And a power play, excuse me, for the Tritons. Sent back to Phillips. Then Phillips loses it. Brought to the neutral zone by Hudson. Taken around the net by Gio Karras. Karras gets it poke checked away, then picked up by Motter. Motter sends it up to Phillips. Phillips cross ice, just missed pass to Hummel. And dumped in by Hudson. Gio Karras trying to get something going on the breakout. Sends it up to Hummel. And Hummel's pass intercepted by Hudson. And then sent back in. 10 seconds left in the period. Picked by Benedetti. By Noble. Noble still in possession up to the point for Benedetti, and that is the end of the first period. Noble sent it back down to Keegan McCarron. Back to Noble, back to McCarron. McCarron down to Cade McCarron. Back down to Cade McCarron. Sent it to the middle. And covered. The face off here for Cade McCarron. Sent out of the zone. Picked up by Gio Karras. Gio Karras moving through a defensive zone. Back and forth on the wall. Back up to the point for Motter. Motter sends it back down. Looks like there'll be a delayed call there. Or, excuse me, there won't be. Tommy Gio Karras got hit from behind on that play. There's no call. Picked up by Motter. Passed it over to Otto. Otto up to Gio Karras. Gio Karras dumps it in. Looks like they'll call that one. Picked up by Motter. Motter moving through the defensive zone. Drop pass back to Noble. And sent out of the zone. Or up to the point. And then dribbled out. Motter regrouping. Tries to get over to Benedetti. I'll dump back in. Picked up by Motter in the defensive zone. Pass back to Noble. And intercepted by Hudson. Pass out to Bushke. Bushke makes a move. Can't keep possession. Pass from Motter over to Benedetti. Benedetti up to Osbar. And picked up by Motter. Motter back to the point for Bushke. Now was sent out. Pass from Myro intercepted. Hudson on a breakaway shoot saved. Battling forward in the corner. Sent out on the wall to Phillips. Phillips passes it up to Hummel. Sent back to Bushke. Bushke dumps it back in. To be recovered by Hudson. Sent it into the zone by Meyer. Picked up by Myro. Passed out to McCarron. Over to Phillips. Phillips dumps it back in. Dumped back in by Meyer. Shot saved. To the point, slap shot saved. Back up to the point again for Hudson. Shot that was tipped and out of bounds. Not out of bounds. Picked up by McCarron. McCarron sends it out of the zone. Gary dumps it into the zone. Puts pressure on. Looks like they'll have another call on Noah Flatham of the Raiders. This time for interference. An offensive zone face-off here for Bushke to start off this power play. Sends it back to the point for Gio Karras. Gio Karras dumps it in down to Bushke. Back up to the point for Gio Karras. Back to Bushke. Bushke shoots. Be covered. Have an offensive zone face-off here for Mater. Back up to the point for Bino. Bino loses it but recovers. Sends it down to Phillips and then sent out of the zone by Hudson. Played out by Tichkowski to Gio Karras beyond the net. Gio Karras drop pass back to Mater. Mater enters the offensive zone. Pass back to Hummel. Hummel shoots wide. Picked up by Schultz on the breakaway. Makes a move and saved by Tichkowski. Face off in the defensive zone for McCarron. Wins it back to Benedetti. Up to McCarron. Kick out to Noble. Back over to McCarron. McCarron shoots. Saved. Sent back into the defensive zone. Recovered by Myro. Pass up to McCarron. McCarron moves in the offensive zone. Hit. McCarron sends it up the wall to Benedetti. Back down to McCarron. Sent to the middle and shot by Noble. Saved. Shot from the point by Myro. Saved. Now both teams full strength. Puck sails out of the zone. Recovered by the Raiders. Passes off the wall, gets past McCarron. Moving in, shoots, save. Sent off the glass into the zone by Potrat. Breakout pass up to Phillips. Phillips gets hit. Taken over by the Raiders. Pass off the wall and sent back to Hudson by Noble. Shot saved by Potrats. Taken out of the zone by Hummel. Hummel moving in the offensive zone. Tries to keep possession, gets hit. And that'll be sent out. To be recovered by Carey. Dumped by Hudson to be recovered by Mater. Mater sends it out. Gets back to Bino. Back to Hudson. Picked up by Cade McCarron. McCarron loses possession. Sent off the wall by Mater. Picked up by Keegan McCarron. Then sent out on a 2-on-1. He can't maintain control, so he dumps it in. Dumped in by Hudson. Recovered by Tchaikovsky. Picked up by Dino. Dino sends it up, intercepted by Hudson. Hudson dumps it back in. Dino gets hit. Puck comes out. And they're battling for it in the corner now. Picked up by Revolinsky. Revolinsky up to Noble. Noble sends it off the wall. Gets stopped. Looks like there will be a penalty on Blake Osbar of the Tritons. Face-off one back for Noble and sent out of the zone by Myra. Hudson moving out of the defensive zone. Still with possession. Up to the point. Back to the wall. Back to the point again. Shoots. Saved. Slap shot saved by Tchaikovsky. Back to the point for Hudson. Sent down to the wall. Back up to the point again. Shoots. Saved. Back up to the point for Hudson. Sent it down to the wall. Back up to the point. Shoots. Was tipped and wide. Fighting for it in the corner. Taken out by Hudson. Makes a move. Sends it back to the point. Kept in. Shoots. Saved. Recovered. We have face-off here for McCarron. Sent back to the point for Hudson. Shot was blocked by Benedetti. Back to the point. Down to the wall. Back to the point again. Shoots. Saved and covered. We have face-off here for McCarron. 19 seconds left on the penalty kill. Mater hit in the corner. And picked up by Hudson again. Kicks it out to the point. Sent back on the wall. Back to the point. Shoots. Was blocked by McCarron. Taken out by Keegan McCarron. Jump back in. Just scrum for it, and Hudson came out with it. They'll call that offsides. Face up here for Bushki. Wins it back to Myro. Picked up by Geocaris. Geocaris regrouping. Sends it back to Myro. Missed pass up to Bushki, and they'll call that icing. The face-off lost back to Hudson. That was a blocked shot. Hudson regrouping and dumps into the zone, or out of bounds. A face-off here for Ian Noble. Lost back to Hudson. Back to Hummel. Hummel passes it up to Phillips. And Hummel dumps it in. Shot by Motter. That was tipped away by Hummel. Send back up to the point for Motter. Motter tries dumping it back in. Keeps possession. And they'll call that a penalty. Have 1:35 left in the second period and a 2-minute power play. Back up to the point for Geocaris. Geocaris sends it down to Cade McCarron, just missed pass. They're battling for it in the corner. Picked up by Noel. Noel tries to wrap around. That'll be covered. Have face off here for Cade McCarron. Wins it over to Noble. Sends it up to the point for Geocaris. Down to Noble. Send it down to McCarron. Up to Geocaris. Back to McCarron. Down to Noble. Over to McCarron, then intercepted by Hudson. He will dump it in. Dewey picked up by Myro. Breakout pass up to Noble. Over to Geocaris. Geocaris still with possession. The collision there, intercepted by Hudson. And tripped on the play. There'll be no call, or there will be a call. Excuse me. A 4-on-4 the rest of this period and part of the third period. Back to the point for Hudson. Hudson shoots. Some rebounds and covered by Kichkowski. Face off one back to Hudson. Hudson shoots. Saved and knocked away by Noble and covered by Kichkowski. Another face off here in the defensive zone. Hudson wins it back. Shoots. Save. Shot wide for Hudson. And that'll be the end of the second period. Welcome back to the Rush Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We'll be dropping the puck here shortly on the third period JV game between the Hudson Raiders and the Notre Dame Titans. Yeah, on 4-on-4 for 25 seconds and then have a minute and 6-second penalty kill. Start off this third period. Gives up loss back to Hudson. Sends it up and dumps it off the wall. That was a block pass from Eddie Noble. Picked up again by Hudson. Goes to the middle shot, just wide. Now on a penalty kill for the next minute. Dumped in by Noble. Hudson moves in the neutral zone, enters the offensive zone. Beats a couple defenders, shoots, saved. Hudson still with possession. Shoots, saved, and covered by Tishkowski. A defensive zone face-off here for Ian Noble. Sent out of the zone by Max Motter. Picked up by Hudson, moving out of the defensive zone. Sent off the wall by Motter. Shot saved by Tishkowski. Sent out of the zone by Asbar, and that will just about expire the penalty. Hudson trying to break it out. Picked up at the point by Giocaris. Giocaris dumps it in. And picked up by Hudson. Hudson moving out. Hit by McCarron. Picked up by McCarron. Moved through the offensive zone. Trips. Back up to Giocaris in the neutral zone. Back end pass. Intercepted by Hudson. And hit by Cade McCarron. Sent back to Giocaris behind the goal line. Back to the point, shoots. Looks like there will be a penalty on number 4 of Hudson. Have an offensive zone face-off here for Bushke to start off this power play. Sent back up to the point to Motter. Motter passes it over to Benedetti, who dumps it in to Noble. Noble with behind the goal line up to the point for Motter. Motter shoots, that was blocked. Now on a breakaway. It's stripped by Motter, and they will call that. Be a 2-minute minor for Max Motter for tripping at 4-on-4 for the next minute and 40 seconds. Face up here for Hummel. Hummel wins it back to Myro. Myro passes it over to Hummel. Hummel off the wall to Phillips. And then Phillips loses it and dumped back in by Hudson. Shot by Hudson, saved. Tries moving out of the zone, then recovered by Hudson. Moving in on a 2-on-3. Drop pass back, shoots, saved. And picked up by Keegan McCarron. McCarron moving through neutral zone to the offensive zone. Beats a defender. Shoots, saved. Picked up by Benedetti behind the goal line. And sends it back out to Hudson. By Hudson on a 1-on-2 shoot, saved. Then recovered by Benedetti. Passed over to Noble. Some confusion, then picked up by Keegan McCarron again. And dumped back in for a change. Hudson moving in the offensive zone. Tries to get to the middle, intercepted by Noble. Noble moving in the offensive zone. Shoots, glove save. A face-off here for Bushke. Bushke wins it out to Noble. Picked up by Hudson. Picked up by Lemieux in the defensive zone. Pass out to the point for Hudson. He dumped it back in. Backhand pass back by Motter. Intercepted by Hudson. Back to the point. Shoots. Blocked by Noble. And then picked up by Hummel. Or Osbar, excuse me. Bushke sent it to the middle. No one was there to shoot. And dumped back in by Bino. Pressure on by Bushke. And taken out by Hudson. Looks like there will be a penalty on Hudson for a Triton power play. I have an offensive zone face-off here for Motter. Phillips with possession behind the net. Gets it tapped away, picked up by Motter. Sent to the middle, no one was there, and picked up by Hudson and sent out of the zone. Recovered by Myro in the defensive zone off the wall to Phillips, just missed pass. Phillips comes in. Sent out of the zone. There'll be no icing to be recovered by Tchaikovsky. Then picked up by Benedetti, moving to the defensive zone. Pass is recovered by Hudson. They'll dump it back in. Moving to the defensive zone is Gio Karas. Karas makes a move and then gets picked up by Hudson, sent back to Benedetti. Benedetti passes it over to Keegan McCarron. He dumps it in. Rimmed off the wall and then sent out of the zone by Hudson. No icing. Picked up by Gio Karas, trying to get something going behind the net with 30 seconds left on this power play. Pass it up to Keegan McCarron. McCarron enters the offensive zone. Tries to get it up to Ian Noel's block. Picked up by Silveria Myro and then sent back to Hudson, who dumps it in. Breakout pass out to Noble. Noble gets out to Osbar. Rimmed out by Hudson up to the point. Taken out of the zone. Moving in on a 2-on-2. Tries to get to the center. Takes a shot. Save. Back up to the point. Kept in by Hudson. Dumps it back in. Back to the point for Hudson. They shoot. And that was tipped away. Pass tipped out of the zone by Osbar. Sent to the middle, saved. And then slapped out of the zone by Osbar with 5:45 left in the period. They'll call that icing. Have a defensive zone face-off here for McCarron. That'll be covered by Tchaikovsky. McCarron wins it back to Gio Karas. Sent off the wall to McCarron. Picked up by Benedetti. Benedetti taking it behind the net. Pass up to Carey. Then missed pass over to McCarron to be picked up by Hudson again. Down to the zone, picked up by Keegan McCarron with his brother on his left. Sent it to the middle, sauce pass, just missed by McCarron. Taken out of the zone by Hudson and intercepted by Keegan McCarron. Just trying to keep possession as his line mates come in. Look at the point for Motter. Motter over to Hummel. Hummel slap shot, save. Sent out of the zone. They'll call that icing. We have 4:24 left in the game. Have face-off here for Ian Noble. Face-off loss back to Hudson. They rim around the boards, kept in by Gio Karas. Gio Karas dumps it in. by Hudson up to the zone on a one-on-one. Makes a move, shoots, top shelf scores. That'll make it 1-0. A 1-0 Hudson with 3:52 left in the third period. Dumped in by Hudson to be recovered by Noble. Noble passed it up to Osbar. They'll call that for tripping there. You know, the late power play chance for the Tritons to tie it up. A face-off here for Cade McCarron to start off this power play. Wins it back to Keegan McCarron up to the point for Gio Karras. Gio Karras shoots just wide. Puck loose in front of the net and then covered by Hudson. Another face-off here for McCarron. Face-off lost back and ice in the other zone by Hudson to be recovered by Tichkowski. Backhands it over to be recovered by Hudson, sends it up to the point. Back down to the wall, and then shot wide. Picked up by Benedetti. Sent out back to Hudson to regroup. And dunk back into the zone. Picked up by Gio Karras. Gio Karras trying to get a breakout going. Breakout pass. Picked up again by Gio Karras. Backhand pass back to Benedetti. Benedetti enters the offensive zone. Maintains possession. Pass it over to Keegan McCarron. And sent out of the zone. Picked up by Myro. Myro passed it over to McCarron. Over to Pino, and Pino tips it in. No icing. That'll be sent the entire length of the ice with 2 minutes left to go. Pass over to Phillips. Phillips tries to get it up to Hummel. And then picked up by Motter. Motter moves to the offensive zone. Tries to get it back to Phillips. Then gets sent out of the zone. Got a one-on-one race. Picked up by Hudson. Hudson still with possession. Pass it up to the point. Shoots, save. That'll be sent out of the zone by Phillips. Now full strength for both teams. 1:24 left in the game. It was a great hit by Max Motter. Get the puck away. And then dump back in. To be recovered by Tichkowski. 1 minute left in the game. Pass over to Revolinsky. That'll be offsides. We have 51 seconds left in this game. And timeout called by the Tritons. We'll have a face-off here in the neutral zone for Cade McCarron to get things going. And they will pull the goalie. Put a 6 attacker out there. Empty net. Puck sent back to Noble. Noble with it, passes it back to Benedetti. Benedetti up to Keegan McCarron. McCarron enters the offensive zone. Still a possession. Picked up by Hudson. Hudson sends it out, breakout pass, just missed. Picked up by Benedetti, 30 seconds left in the game. Dumped back in by Hudson. Hudson still in possession and knocked away. Sent out of the zone. There'll be no icing. Looks like they'll try to hold the puck there for the final 10 seconds of this game. See if they can break it out. It's sent out. Osberg can pick it up. 4 seconds left. And that will be it. Final score, 1-0 Hudson. Stay tuned for the varsity matchup.